Hi there, Geoff Coughlin, Scale Modelling Now, and I wanted to bring you another inbox review in the SMN style, which is basically to show you what comes in the box so you can have a good look at the parts before you make a decision to go out and buy one of these things. It's not a technical review, goodness me, life is too short. You've got some other useful complementary websites like ScaleMates and others that show the history of most toolings, I should say, of different kits and that kind of thing, and people can argue about the finer details elsewhere. This is really a good chance for you to see what's included in the box. So this time, what have we got? We've got an ME109, it's the Bf109 F2, I think originally based on the Zvezda release, I think a new tool just a few years ago. So the quality is very good, and now Revell are offering it with some new decals and so on. Decent evocative box art, that's always going to appeal to many. But let's go inside and see what we've got. Let's just perhaps pick up on the fuselage halves. This is a small model, obviously the 109 was a particularly small aircraft anyway, so it's not going to fill up too much room on the shelf, but you've got some very crisp details here. Fine recessed panel lines, beautiful little wheel hubs here, which you can probably see by my finger. Tiny little instrument panel here on the left hand side, really did a little thing there. Very neat little tail wheel, I must say, that's good. This looks like a seat pan by the look of it. We'll have a look at it when we go to the other parts. Flipping over, you've got some nice detail there, moulded detail. Bear in mind this is 72nd scale. I think that's quite impressive, to be fair. I mean, what else do you need? You've got a little throttle on the left side, the port side, and then here you've got some classic details familiar to 109 model builders on the right. Moulded in rudder, which is fine, I don't have a problem with that, in the same scale. Again, decent wheel hub detail on the inner sides of the wheels. Picking up on the second sprue, very noticeable this, you've got some lovely detail here on the floor of the cockpit that's moulded into the one-piece wing assemblies. Very neat little undercarriage legs, I think those look particularly impressive. Interesting one-piece centre section on the underside of the wing here, hopefully that will fit well. And would you believe you even get a pilot here with posable different positions for his arms and so on. Some really impressive detail on him actually. You can see that, but he actually looks pretty good. Decent enough shaped prop and tailplanes as well. Spinner as well, like that, with the cannon port right in the tip of the spinner as per usual. Flipping over, yeah, basic similar detail expected. I would expect to find in a 109 wheel bay here. Pretty standard fare, as you can see. So yeah, I think all in all, that's an impressive little kit. And if you want, a decent F2 to add to your collection, then you could do a lot worse than go with this particular offering from Revell. Moving across, let's have a look at the decals. Here we go, we've got our decal sheet. Classic current style of Revell decals. Looks to be decent quality for sure, and hopefully those will go on well enough. And we've got a little decal instrument panel, which is fine. Good clear canopy, no defects on that. In fact, that looks particularly nice, I think, which is good. And then, of course, we've got the Revell instruction book, which is absolutely classic of their current ones, which give you some sort of basic intel in the front with some Revell paint numbers and guides on the left-hand side. And then you roll into the build itself, which, as you can imagine, for a little 109 kit is going to be very straightforward indeed. Hopefully that will be a good little build. And moving on to the options, you've got a group of commanders, Hartmann, Bratdutz, Saint-Omer, Arc May 1941. Good colour scheme that. Big yellow nose F2, like it. With classic standard Luftwaffe colours for the rest of it. Or you've got a slightly different option from JG53 on the other side. In fact, no, you haven't. It's just the one scheme. Okay, sorry, I thought there were two there. No, forget that. I think we've just got the one scheme, and that's what you have. Okay, so it's a quick look, it's a quick insight, but it's better than no insight, I think, in my book. So for me, I think that's a nice kit. And if you want a decent little 109, you could do an awful lot worse than going for this new Revell Messerschmitt Bf109F-2.